Well, hello again. Yeah, this is a Sunday morning, and I got to thinking. I've made a few comments about the Pharisees that gave Christ such a time in the New Testament, and how they were lawyers. People say, "Oh, they weren't lawyers." Well, the scriptures say they were learned in the law. So they had to have been lawyers. That's like politicians. There's a few, there's some that are doctors and stuff, and businessmen, but by and far, most politicians seem to be lawyers. They're learned in the law. They know all the loopholes, all the ways around, and the way to twist it to tie people into knots so that people have to do whatever they say the law is. Now, that's not very... I guess I shouldn't feel that way, but I've seen too many things. This whole thing about Trump being guilty of this and guilty of that and guilty of this other thing and all these stories. And the whole thing about Biden and stuff. And I look back and I go and I read history. I read the way it works out, the way things come out. And that's why I am so discouraged. Well, I'm not discouraged because I know my faith in God and my knowledge of the scriptures give me a way of looking at the future and how it's going to work out eventually. Oh, I listen to all this stuff. Now, I'm going to discourage I'm not going to upset some people, but them ugly big windmills they got standing out there 100 feet in the air or more. Well, I guess them blades on them things are 100 feet, so they must be 200 feet in the air. And all them big areas out there where they've put those hundreds of acres of solar panels out on some piece of beautiful desert, some part of the earth, like I've seen good-looking women that paint themselves with so much makeup that they look ugly. I don't know why people do things like that. But those windmills and those solar panels out there just covering up that beautiful scenery in the desert and different places. And they're an eyesore. Those windmills are an eyesore. To me, what they are is they are the graven images. In Scripture, in Judeo-Christian Scripture, there's a commandment for believers: thou shalt not make unto yourself any graven images. Well, to me, those are graven images, just like that golden calf in the Old Testament and Moses story. That's a graven image. They're like that Ra and that bird, that guy with a bird head. Stuff like that. They were gods to the Egyptians and things. Well, those are all graven images. To me, these edifices they build, these huge, magnificent buildings and that. And people, it's such a marvelous thing. No. Well, back to this lawyer thing. Now, I don't think a lawyer ought to be elected by most people in districts of Congress. I don't think, because that's part of the problem with that blue and red party. The criminality, the corruption, everything. You look at all this big money that goes to get this guy or that woman elected to such and such. And they do this thing. That's like in Arizona down here. There's that big thing between them two women for governor of Arizona. Well, the Democrat won. And if she's not a Democrat Party loyalist, I don't know. And that other one is running for senator now. And she's a Republican Party loyalist. And how do I choose the lesser of two evils to vote for anybody in the whole United States? Now, I tell you, I'm not really a libertarian. I've been accused of it, but I'm not, because I don't join any party. I try to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. And that leaves me stuck in the mud with most things political. But I might go to vote for that Rand Paul back there. There's a couple or three guys I might would vote for. But, and there are offices. Not like that President of the United States. Look at it. Is there an actual patriotic American citizen running for President of the United States? Doesn't that feller need to be an honest, true, honorable, patriotic citizen of the United States that believes in the Constitution and the liberty and the things that, the ideals that America was set up on? I mean, it's just terrible to sit and listen to these people. Look at what's going on. I mean, as old as I am, I have heard the talks of communist premiers out of Soviet Union. I have listened to different factions and different people all my life. And it all just is, well, to tell you the truth, I speak about two churches. And with my religious background, that means it's the Church of Jesus Christ or the Church of Satan, Lucifer, the devil, Beelzebub, whoever you want to say. It's either light or it's dark. It's truth or it's a lie, untruth. See, I don't see much of a gray area anywhere. Even in, somebody, there's a group of people that are guilty of killing somebody that I see, and they're talking about going to court, and it's going to be at least a year. They set the original court date for sometime middle of 2025. It'll be at least then, but I've heard people say it'll be 2026 before it goes to court. There's no excuse for that. Is there evidence that these people committed that crime? Is it all circumstantial evidence? You can't come up with any hard evidence, 2, 3, or 4 people that can testify? Well, if that's the case, it shouldn't even go to court. Why do we, the people, pay to keep people in prison? They should either be kicked out of the United States kicked out of all this stuff. They should either be executed if they have shed innocent blood. Killing is not necessarily murder, but shedding innocent blood, killing a kid, other things, that's innocent blood, that's murder. Okay, there's all this stuff. So it just bothers me to look at all these things. And you know, if you look at that law, well, let's go down to my car insurance. It's got so expensive just for liability on my poor old beast that I run to the grocery store and stuff in anymore. Why? Because of all those lawyers who take things to court to make money off it. They charge $200-300 an hour, some of those big time lawyers, maybe more, for their work. Just think about it. Go look and see what the Pharisees were like. Think about them liars. I'm going to think about it some more, and I'll talk some more. Well, you have a good day. Man, you have a good day. May God bless y'all. Talk to you again.